My name is Caoimhe Butterly. I'm from Ireland. I've been involved in Gaza sea missions since 2008, and I'm here in a capacity of psychosocial resourcing and trauma-informed supports for participants in this flotilla. The trauma work I do stems from working with refugee communities, but also it comes from personal journey. As a young activist, I lived and worked accompanying Palestinian communities in the West Bank in 2001 and 2002, and during an invasion of Jenin refugee camp, I was shot.
A 24-year-old Irish woman was also hit in the fighting. The Israeli army says it will investigate both incidents, but Caoimhe Butterly, a pro-Palestinian peace activist, has no doubt it was the Israelis who shot her.
The tank could see me very clearly. It opened fire and I was hit at close range.
But even more than that, it was the witness of Caoimhe in Gaza in 2009, working alongside incredibly brave Palestinian paramedics and witnessing the deliberate and systematic targeting of their colleagues. And as we all lived through those massacres, I had a really clear decision that I knew that I needed to train to be able to better support them. And I think the centrality of trying to bring in that trauma-informed lens to make sure that other young people do not have to journey that alone, that they have language around trauma and moral injury and overwhelm, but they also have a sense of their own capacity, both to absorb and integrate and process, and that they can do so held with a duty of collective care around them. Over the past 2 weeks, I've personally witnessed that whole emotional roller coaster, particularly after people are told that there is a delay and then another delay. When people, prepare themselves, are ready to go, their bags are packed, they're focused, they're unified, and then there's another delay. This impacts people. It impacts their morale, their focus, their energy.
And we are recommending that you sadly return home. I know.
But one of the powerful things I think that we're all witnessing is that recovery process, regathering, regrouping process is getting faster, with time, that people are riding those ebbs and flows, almost like the sea that we're trying to, cross. And in a way, a certain amount of acceptance. And when we think of that patience, that sabr, that the Palestinian people that we've been trying to accompany hold with such grace and care and courage, that in itself has been a lesson to people, how to remain patient and still, but also ready, for when the conditions are actually right that we can move. Those who step into this space of organizing and participation in the flotillas, are doing so oftentimes at the expense of safety, of security, of predictability. People leave their families, and their families are often holding huge anxiety, about a mission that could potentially, incur either physical injury, imprisonment, deportation, etc. So even people getting themselves into a space, given the precedent of 2010, it is so important that we, as a community of organizers, can really hold that space, both of courage and power and focus, and also vulnerability. There's so many unknowns in this. There is the potential bureaucratic sabotage that we've seen and see vis-a-vis inspections and flagging, etc. So this is an intentional tactic to demoralize. I don't think it will be successful. People are so focused on the urgency of Gaza and so clear in the resolve to continue. Whether or not it's on a ship or on the land is happening. It's happening on college campuses, it's happening in teach-ins. So much work that is going on so many levels. I think this actually reminds people of the urgency of the situation when people see the absence of their governments and the total clear realization that it is only through people mobilizing that there will be any impactful change on the immense, profound suffering of people in Gaza now and in Palestine in general. So as much as possible, we're trying to hold a duty of care around those who have left their lives and their families and their livelihoods, their communities, to come and join us in this expression of global collective solidarity and absorbing the horror and the grief of the past 7 months and the decades that preceded it in Palestine, but also around the power of the collective. What has been clear and evident evident is that there is so much wisdom in this space and so much love in this space. And a certain fragility that everybody is experiencing on this planet. You know, I think if they're human, basically. Because if we don't have care as a central tenet in our political organizing, then we replicate the dynamics that we're trying to oppose.
نسقط إن سقطت ولن تسقط لا ولن نسقط ما دمنا باقون صبا كنهر الغيث